Today we're making puff pastry cinnamon rolls with caramel drizzle. I'm so excited to share this shortcut with you. Using puff pastry for your cinnamon rolls is actually absolutely amazing. And by the way, not sponsored, but just roll. Cinnamon rolls are everyone's favorite treat, but let's face it, they take time. That yeasted dough needs to be made and proofed, so you need to wait time. While using puff pastry is super quick. It's even quicker if it's already rolled out for you, so all you need to do is assemble. What is your favorite part about the cinnamon rolls? Well, of course, the taste is at the top, but the smell of cinnamon and spices is absolutely amazing. So you can have this experience without all the work. Just throw them in the oven and then sit back and relax and enjoy that autumnal smell. Because this recipe is so quick and actually so easy, it's a perfect one to teach your kids how to start baking. You can teach them first, and in no time they will be able to make the cinnamon rolls on their own, and they will probably make breakfast for you while you're still in bed. So to make these cinnamon rolls, you will only need 5 ingredients, or 6 if you count caramel sauce, but you can just buy it, which is what I did right here. So you will need puff pastry, brown sugar, and a couple of spices, and butter. That's all. All right, so to start, we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave. Roll out the puff pastry sheet on your work surface and spread the melted butter evenly with a spatula. In a small bowl, mix together cinnamon, mixed spice or pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. It's all right if you make a little bit of a mess. That's what baking is all about. It's impossible to keep a kitchen clean when you're baking or cooking. All right, we're done here. There's a little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna start rolling this up from the narrow end. Don't worry if your rolling isn't tidy, it'll all get fixed when the rolls bake. Use a knife to cut the pastry into 12 evenly sized pieces. It's easiest to do this by cutting the roll in half, then in quarters, and so on, until you get 12 even chunks. For bigger rolls, cut them into 8 pieces. Butter the inside of your baking dish to make the rolls easier to remove after they're baked. Then distribute the 12 pieces evenly around the baking dish. If they lose their shape slightly while being moved, just adjust with your fingers until they're back as they should be. So now that we arranged them on the baking sheet, they're slightly spaced apart because we want to allow some room for them to expand, grow and expand. Now we need to put them in the fridge and chill for 20 minutes before we bake them. Put the dish in the preheated oven for 20 to 30 minutes to bake. So our cinnamon rolls are just out of the oven. They're incredibly hot and they're still crackling because they're still finishing cooking. The brown sugar that we had kind of melted into the bottom, so you're gonna have this really delicious sticky glaze at the bottom. And what we're gonna do, we're also going to drizzle our buns with caramel sauce. So don't go too crazy with this because they're already very sweet, but just from a height, so you get a thin stream. You can also use a chocolate glaze or just a regular sugar glaze if you prefer, but this is just so indulgent. These rolls baked into the most incredibly flaky pastries that you have to remove from the pan as soon as possible because caramel hardens. So while it's still runny, remove to a plate and serve right away. These little cinnamon rolls are so good with a cup of tea or a coffee or even with a glass of milk. Whatever you choose to enjoy them with. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to have more reliable and easy recipes.